When you have a history of greatness, the real challenge starts after the finish line.
I can taste triumph with the heart of a lion.
When victory alone isn't enough, you chase something greater, no matter how difficult the path, on the dirt, in the sand, and beyond. The new 2024 Ridgeline Passport and Pilot, part of our most rugged trail sport lineup yet. From Honda.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it. And we're always glad to reach out to our friends down to the south to find out how things are going down there at the port. Best way to do that with Chet Chesson. Hey, Chet, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. Good to see you again, Keith.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you.
I appreciate it. And happy 65th anniversary to the port. That's very, very exciting down there, Port Fourchon.
Yeah, thank you. We're excited about this year, 2025, being our 65th anniversary. 65 years strong is our motto. And this year is going to be a good year. And stay tuned for some dates we'll be putting out for a public event that we'll have to invite the public to and just learn about the port, enjoy the port. We'll have some bus tours down to the port to show everyone that, don't get to go out there every day.
Right.
See everything going on down there.
Welcome to some people and celebrate. Now, in addition to that, you guys here in 2025, y'all were able to swear in this new board, right?
Yes, we did. So our Port Commission is the only elected Port Commission in the state of Louisiana for Port Commission's sake. And they serve 6-year non-staggered terms. So they were sworn in last week for their new 6-year term. And we have a 9-member board, and it's certainly a pleasure for me to work for them and for our entire staff to work with that group of men that are our board members who, have as much pride in being working with the Port Commission and being on the Port Commission as we do working for them and for our community.
Yeah, and again, the Attorney General there, Liz Morrell, was there to go and swear them in. It's always very nice to have someone of her capacity to come in and do that for you guys.
Absolutely. It was certainly a pleasure and so thankful to our Attorney General for taking her time to come down the cutoff and swear in our board. It certainly was a pleasure to have her. And we have a good relationship with the Attorney General. She actually has a camp in Point Fourchon in the port. So we see her down there often. She loves to fish. We're always there to support her if and when she needs it.
Yeah, well, when she told me that she loves being down here when she came on, now I get it. Yep. It's like it's probably her favorite, but second home coming down. When you got a camp in Fourchon, you get it, right?
That's correct. That's right.
And you probably know how to fish too.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to have a fishing contest with her for sure.
Okay, I like it. Let's talk about some of the really good things that are going on. Maybe we start with this Argent LNG long-term lease that we got for the port.
Absolutely. So, I've been coming on to the show for several years now and talking about things going on in the port, and maybe the viewing audience have seen different projects that we've had. This is our fourth iteration of a liquefied natural gas project, but really when looking at it for us, it's the strongest one, and we can see this one coming to fruition in the next few years. Needs to go through the whole federal process, obviously.
Right.
With this new administration coming in, this type of project is the type of project that this administration wants to see happen.
Yep.
Louisiana is a leader in LNG export, and we want to play a part of that game. And this project at Argent LNG should move that whole idea forward. This is a very large project. It'll start out a first phase of about a $10 billion project.
Wow.
That could double in size to a total of a $20 billion project in the coming years. So we're very, very excited about this opportunity, and will go a long way for the future of the port. It needs 50-foot of draft. As you know, we've talked about our plans for the future for that.
Right.
So this project helps us while we help the project, right? When it comes to the need for that 50-foot draft.
Well, and we're looking at a $10 billion impact initially and potentially a $20 billion impact. I mean, look, y'all use numbers that are a little staggering with regards to what the port does and how it impacts our country and now the world, right, each day. And so that's dramatic and can't be understated about the value of that. So really, really exciting. And I know you'll keep giving us updates on that, which we appreciate.
Absolutely. We're headed to D.C. next week, as many people from Louisiana are, and the owner of Argent LNG is coming with us, and we'll be making some visits on the Hill to talk up the project and hopefully see that project move forward into the federal regulatory process this year in 2025.
We appreciate it. Let's talk a little bit about the award for the environmental practices y'all received as we come to the end of this segment.
Absolutely. The American Association of Port Authorities awarded Great Lafourche Port Commission with an award for good environmental practices for our coastal wetlands park project. And that was the area that we created 100 acres of marsh and built a kayak launch and a wharf and a tidal creek running through it. And that project is continuing to move forward, the coastal wetlands park. And later this year, we'll be under construction for an elevated platform with viewfinders and identification placards that identify the types of habitat, fish, the birds, the plants that you're seeing there. And all the while, the whole backdrop of that area is the industrial park of Port Fourchon, showing how industry and the environment can do work very well together.
They can work very well together. Y'all are certainly proof of that. Congratulations on that award. Y'all have received so many accolades for the types of work that y'all are doing. We're going to take a short break, Chet, if that's all right. When we come back, we'll talk about a whole lot more projects going on in the area. So thanks for taking that break with us. All right, guys, we're going to do that. Chet will be right back right after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it. And we are very glad to welcome back to our discussion Chet Chasson, Executive Director of the Port in Lafourche. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good to be back, Keith.
All right. Fourchon does so many different great things. Y'all are always having these projects, and talked a little bit about the award and the LNG term lease and the new board. Tell us about some projects that we have going on, Chet.
So obviously the largest project in this area is not a port direct project, but the elevated Louisiana Highway 1 project under construction is certainly so critical for us as we move forward into the future to have that resilient access to the port and to the southern part of Lafourche Parish. So we're happy to see it's great progress that they've had over the last year or so, and it's still on track to be completed by the middle of 2027. So we have another couple of years left of construction, but man, it's going to be amazing when that is completed for sure.
Yeah, it's such a huge project for all of Lafourche and Lower Lafourche, and quite frankly, for everybody, because that's going to make a passageway so much easier to and from and getting where you guys need to be.
Absolutely, and there's so many people that work that are from the region that work down in the port, and whenever there's a storm that we're watching, the tides start to rise. There's always a concern about when to make the call to get people in and out, and that is something that we're not going to have to do anymore once this road is completed. Not that we won't have to get people out of the port in particular times, depending on the size and shape and scope of the storm, but we won't have to worry about that lower level of elevated, unelevated LA1 currently that is at a +2 elevation that gets over top of water all the time. We won't have to worry about that. So there's a lot of stress that's going to be relieved, and we're able to get people in and out very safely. And we're excited about that ability coming soon.
Right, and certainly with access, right? Access to, access from, and in the wake of a storm, pardon the pun, the wake, but we won't be dealing with water on the road. That's
correct. The businesses and camp owners and the like that have, facilities and assets on that old portion of LA1 are certainly going to have to worry, and they're going to be losing access. But the vast majority of all of the commerce that takes place on LA1 now will be utilizing that elevated LA1, and they won't have to worry about those issues.
Okay. Some other updates on the state of the port, if you will, as that went out in your newsletter?
Yes, absolutely. I know we're really excited about what's going on at the airport right now. There's so much construction taking place, and the first one is one that's been under construction for a period of time now, is the bridge in Galliano, the new lift bridge and the access road that is, it's still moving along. Slowly but surely, we're getting to the point where that bridge should be completed and usable towards the middle of this year, hopefully in the July, August timeframe. So we're certainly on that project as well, excited about the ability for our community to have another access corridor between LA 3235, the back road, and LA1, along with that bridge, just for safety and just ease of use and maneuverability around the community, and what that means for the 130,000 people per year that are going to the airport, in and out of the airport. So We're excited about that moving. At the airport itself, we're very excited about, we have 2 pieces of property at the airport that are now certified sites according to Louisiana Economic Development. So they are ready for development. So we're excited about marketing those sites. We have hurricane damaged, Ida hurricane damaged, facility at the airport, a hangar, our airport hangar that is under construction. So we're rebuilding that finally. And we have a brand new terminal being built at the airport now that we're very thankful for. The federal government, FAA, gave us 50% of the cost, about $2 million, and the other $2 million of the $4 million total project is coming from the Port Commission, building a brand new terminal to really bring about the services that we have and really state-of-the-art facility at the airport.
Yeah, making those improvements, making access and those improvements, all very, very helpful. And then we have the Slip D bulkhead prep work that's being done as well.
Absolutely. So Slip D bulkhead is under construction now, 1,600 linear feet of construction, about a $16 million project that's taking place. So we're excited about that. Moving Slip, that's the first bulkhead in the new Slip D. So we're moving the ball forward and excited about continuing to grow and attract new businesses into our community.
Well, as we close the program, I want to just say congratulations being named the chairman of the board for the American Association of Port Authorities. Congratulations. Got about 20 seconds left to tell us how you feel about that.
I'm very excited about that. Been a part of it since I've been working for the port in just over 19 years now, and I've been the port director for, as of this month, 15 years. Very proud to be working for the Port Commission all those years. Very proud to have risen to that position as chairman of the board of American Association of Port Authorities, which doesn't just cover the United States ports, but it's really Canada, Latin America, and a lot of the Western Hemisphere as a whole. So I'm very happy to be a part of that group.
Congratulations on all of it. Happy 65th. Happy 19. Congratulations, Mr. Chairman and Mr. Executive Director. We appreciate it very much. Chad, have a wonderful 2025. We'll talk soon.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment and this Bayou Time. But don't go anywhere. A whole lot more right here on Bayou Time.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bourke, know your rights.